Good morning, it's Leanne Peters here. I'm from templeofbalance.com.au, Temple of Balance on Facebook and Temple of Balance on YouTube, and I'm here to pull some cards and share some guidance for the next 3 days. That's for Friday, Saturday and Sunday. So welcome. I want to send out a big extra special welcome to my Temple of Balance patrons for August, my Pillar of Light members, and all of those of you who support my work through my website. Thank you so much for your support. I'm coming to you live now from Tasmania, Australia, where it is Friday the 9th of August, and the time is 8:37 a.m. So welcome to you, welcome Susie, welcome Valentina, and welcome everybody. So if you're new to watching, what I'm going to be doing is using my Oracle cards, and I'll be using these cards to find the best cards that the majority of us need for Friday, Saturday and Sunday. And then at the very end of the video, I'll pull a theme card which will help us see the bigger picture for these next 3 days. I'm not pulling cards for individuals. This is general guidance for everyone. So I trust that you've been led here for a reason, and I trust that something shared supports you at this time. I recommend that you take on board what does feel right and what does fit into your life easily. The things that seem to be directly spoken to you, take those things on board and let the rest go. Let's allow ourselves to be surprised, and let's see what's happening and see what the cards want to say for these next couple of days. Good morning, Colleen. Welcome. So I'm now starting. I'm looking for the best card that the majority of us need for Friday, the 9th of August, 2024. So shuffling my cards. Hi, Valerie. Shuffling my cards, and I'm just holding this intention as I look for the best card. How do I know that I find the best card? Well, I can't second guess it. I need to trust in the way I pick my cards, and I need to be confident in the way I choose my cards. So the best card for the majority of us for Friday, the 9th of August, 2024 is this, and it's a Speed of Light Oracle card, and we have Harmony, card 43, and Harmony says, sound, tuned in, expression, music and song. So this is about getting back into alignment. It's tuning back in, or getting tuned in again. If we were a musical instrument and we were out of tune, then this card's about tuning ourselves up to get back into tune, back into center. So we're not too flat, we're not too sharp, we're in tune if we were a musical instrument. So are you in tune at this time? Another way of looking at it might be, are you in alignment with yourself? Are you in alignment with your body? Is your mind in alignment with your body? Are you in alignment with your emotions? Is your body in alignment with you? There's all different angles we can look at this alignment thing. And when I think of alignment, I think of the spine and this vertical axis aligned with the spine. And I think of the body, so physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. How in alignment are we, or how out of alignment are we? Do we have a bit of ourselves over here and a bit of ourselves over there, and we're just all out of sync with ourselves? So do you need to perhaps look at getting back into alignment, which will be that similar energy to getting back in tune? We could also say harmony, back into harmony with yourself. If there's a part of you that's really loud and wants to go off on its own tangent, and another part of you doesn't, are you at conflict with yourself is another way of looking at it. So finding a harmony, finding a common ground, finding a balance within our body. It's the same sort of thing, just different words to use. And it's interesting with words. Sometimes words feel, even though they can mean similar things, these different sort of aspects, the words can really resonate with us, some of them, and some of them might not. So you might resonate with this tuned in perspective, or with the alignment, or with the harmony, or with the balance. It's all pretty much the same thing, but is there something or an area there, or even something else that speaks louder to you right now? And if so, I think it's good being aware of if we're out of balance or out of tune or out of alignment or out of harmony with ourselves. To be aware that we are is really important so that we can do something to get back into that balance or that harmony or alignment again, hopefully. So it takes effort to, well, first of all, I guess be aware that we're out of it or aware that we're in it. Hopefully we're in it. And it also takes effort to maintain our balance. Balance is not something we just wake up with and then we have it for the rest of our life. It does require effort to maintain our balance. And as things change in our life and as we change, which we're constantly doing, and our life is constantly changing, hopefully it's fairly stable and we're stable within the changes of life. But we do need to tweak and adjust and find our balance again, because it can tend to go off, or we go off it, or whatever might be happening. So do you need to get back into balance? And do you need to consider how to maintain that balance and be aware when it slips again so that you can get back into balance again? So harmony, working with music or song or sound may also be quite supportive for our balancing, especially on Friday. So that's that. Let's now look for the best card for Saturday, the 10th of August. Good morning, Denise and Michelle and Carol, and Daniel's here. Hi, Ria and Mana here. And Judy, welcome. Welcome to you all. I'm looking for the best card now for Saturday, the 10th of August. I'm looking for the best card that the majority of us need. So the best card for us is, let's go with this. It's another Speed of Light Oracle card. And we have New Pathways, card 18. New Pathways. It says here, options, children, birth, choice, and life's path. So this card usually implies that there are options before us. So we might find ourselves at the moment, and perhaps especially on Saturday, that we're sort of on our path, and before us are perhaps options or other paths, new pathways that want to extend out from wherever it is that we're currently standing. This is probably no surprise, so I think it's doubtful or unlikely that options just sort of drop in on Saturday and we didn't know about them on Friday. So I think that there should be a bit of a knowing within us, or a bit of a realization that there are options before us. And I kind of get this feeling of three, like there are three paths before us. Now, we could keep going straight and going down that middle path, but it also feels like there is potentially some side paths that we could take. Now, these might be other experiences, adventures for us to go on and explore, and then potentially we come back out on the path again, or we go down a whole new path, find a whole new way of, well, is it a way of life? Maybe. Well, maybe these are things that we've been asking for, that are opening up for us at the moment. To have pathways before us suggests that we're open to other options, or we're open to improvement, we're open to change. Because if we weren't open to it, the options probably wouldn't be there, or they probably would be and we wouldn't notice them. Because when we're closed off, we tend to have tunnel vision about wherever it is that we're going, or wherever it is that we are in our life. So just to have options laid out here makes me feel that we might be feeling reasonably open at the moment, and open to potential change and new things. There are choices probably around too on Saturday. Maybe there are choices that we need to make in regards to which path we'll take moving forward. It's sort of like, is this the better path to take, or is that the better path to take? And I think that it seems to me like all these paths, these choices, these options before us have their pros and their cons. So it might be something to sort of sit down and think about which path feels best to take, which option feels like the best option to take in this moment, based on how we feel now and what we currently think is the best option for now. And if we approach something like that from this perspective, then hopefully it means that in a few months' time when we look back, then we don't have regret because we know that we took the best path that was available to us at the time. So which is the best path that's available to you now? If we can approach it from a perspective when we're in a balanced place, I think this is key, because this is key probably why the harmony card came up for Friday and this card coming up for Saturday. It almost makes me feel like we're already in tune or in alignment or in balance or in harmony reasonably with ourselves. We're not fighting with ourselves, which then would probably, if we're fighting with ourselves and out of balance, then we might choose a path that may not be the best for our highest truth. So to choose the best path, to make the best choice here, to pick the best option, it might help us to first of all find our balance so that we're approaching it and coming to this choice from the best vantage point possible. So there's also a highlight of children around and the birth of new things. There's a new beginning kind of feeling with this card, and a creativity, a creative surge potentially for some of us too on Saturday. So let's see how we go with that. Now I'm looking for the best card for Sunday. Sunday the 11th of August. The best card for the majority of us is this. It's another Speed of Light Oracle. And we have this, Focus, card 38. And it says holding position, timing and growth. So this is holding our position. Now this is interesting because this is suggesting that we've made our decision and now we're holding in it. Okay, we've made our choice. Now we are holding in that choice and we're kind of putting the other options aside and we are choosing this path. It's like a commitment that we're making. So we've got getting back into balance. We've got making a choice, especially in regards to our path moving forward. And then we've got this card that says, well, once you've made your choice, stick with it. So there's a stick with our choice feeling here. There's also a tendency with this card for naysayers to come in and say, you shouldn't do that. You should do this or choose this path. Or there might be people that are poo-pooing our plans, that want to pull us down. There's a lot of envy, it seems, too, around at the moment, as people want to sort of spew all over our good venture, our projects that are manifesting, the things that are happening for us. So we need to hold really strong and not take things personally when there's attack or naysaying coming against us. There will be people that want to pull us down from the path that we're taking and the path that we're choosing. So we need to be strong. And maybe this is another reason for us to find our balance first, then trust that we make the right choice, and then believe in that choice that we've made, believe in that commitment that we've made, because then we're not going to be as negatively affected by people or a person that comes in and wants to pull us down from the choice that we've made or the balanced state that we have moved into. This card is interesting to me. This is a path here, and this is a path that we've walked. This is our past. It's our past path that we've walked that's led us to this moment. We've made the choices that we've needed to make. We have been through the ups and downs of life. We have been through the ringer, some of us, or actually probably nearly all of us, as we've walked this path. And now we find ourselves at this point in our life. And hopefully there is at least something in our life at the moment that is good, that feels elevated. It almost feels like we're standing up here on this rock and we're feeling perhaps quite elevated or elated because there's something that's working for us. Perhaps we've got an opportunity that we have long dreamed about, and we're sort of standing there, almost like standing on a pedestal, just really embodying and embracing the opportunities that are before us now. So holding our position, trusting in perfect timing on Sunday. Now, these may not be like one day after the next. It sort of feels to me like we find our balance, we make our choice, and then we hold our position. That's the feeling. Now, this could happen over the course of 24 hours. It may happen over the course of the next 3 days. It may happen over the course of a week. So I feel like in regards to the timing of things, that it's the on-flow that's the most important here rather than the timing. So this might not exactly be Sunday for some of us. It feels like it's balance, then choice, then holding our position. So that's the order of things as far as timing goes. This card also implies as we hold our position, we grow from here. So it's a bit like a tree seed that, let's say a tree that's in the wild, in nature, the seed dropped at some point, and then at the right time, when the conditions were right, that seed germinated, the roots embedded, the tree grew. Now the tree grows from its position, wherever it was seeded, wherever it was planted. And this is the energy of this card too. So as we hold position like a seed or like a tree holding its position, we grow from here. So let's allow ourselves to grow from here. We can keep our ego in check, because there might be some ego that sort of slips in because we are up, but perhaps on a bit of a pedestal. We're probably feeling great because perhaps opportunities or things are happening in our life, or an aspect of our life that we are really enjoying and perhaps have really wanted for some time, and finding the balance of enjoying that, basking in that, but also tipping into ego with that. Sometimes the line is very fine, so we may need to keep our ego in check, but holding that position in a sense of personal authority in some ways too. Personal responsibility feels important, and it's quite an exciting card. So let's focus on what needs to be done, focus on our balance, focus on the choice that we need to make if we have a choice before us, and then focus on holding that position. Once we choose, let's stay the course. Let's stay committed to that decision that we've made. So I trust that makes sense. It seems quite loud and clear. So let's see what happens. So thanks so much for joining me. I am going to pull a theme card in just a moment. Before I do, I want to thank you for joining me today. If you have enjoyed this video, please hit the thumbs up button. Please show us some love. Please comment. Please share if you're inspired to. And if you would like to connect more privately, then please send us a message through our website. If you'd like to learn more about the cards I've used today, which happen to, at this stage, only be the Speed of Light Oracle, you can learn more about them on my website. If you'd like to learn more about the work I do here, if you'd like to support my work because you get something out of these videos, then please consider supporting my work. You can become a member, a Pillar of Light member. You can order something like a deck of cards or a necklace or a set of earrings or some artwork or a service. Any support that you offer and are able to do on my website, I'm very, very grateful for. It helps me be able to continue to do my work. So I really appreciate your support. Please visit templeofbalance.com.au if you would like to support my work and make my day. So thank you very much. I'm looking for the best theme card now. The theme card will help bring these days together and help us see the bigger picture for Friday, Saturday and Sunday. So this is very interesting. I'm very interested to see what the bigger picture, the theme card is, because there seems to be quite the, what would you say, the synchronicity of things, the order of things moving forward in the next few days. So the best theme card for the majority of us for the 9th, the 10th, the 11th of August 2024 is this. It's another Speed of Light Oracle card, and it is this. Oh, it's a featured card. It's sensuality And it has further instructions here, which say to breathe deeply and choose a random card. So I'm going with this. We've got an animal kingdom. Oh, yes, we've got the fire. We've got a dragon. We've got the fire dragon. Wow, so we've got the dolphins and the dragon. What an interesting combination. We've got water and fire, which is also interesting. So there's a balance again, isn't it? Because water can put out fire. So we need to find the balance. Let's not be too overly emotional over these next 3 days. Let's work with the strength in our body and work with our intuition, but not be overly sensitive, because the water, which is emotion, can put out the fire in us. But if there's just the right amount of water with the fire, it can create like boiling water, which has its purposes and has its place. So let's not let our emotions put our fire out. This might be why it's important too to attend to our balance first, to get back into tune, back into alignment, back into harmony, back into balance. If we can find that first before we make our choice, if we're able to do that, if we've got a decision before us to make, let's make it from a balanced place. Because otherwise we might find that we make an emotional decision, and the emotional decision may not be the absolute best path for us to take or the best choice. And the emotional decision may put the fire out in us, the fire, the drive, the passion, the purpose that we are likely looking for. So let's keep that in mind and make sure that we're nice and balanced right as soon as possible, because that will help us moving forward. Now let's look at these cards themselves first, and then we'll look at the relationship. So sensuality, card 46, it says love, breath, relationship and passion. So highlighting relationships over these next few days of any type. So from our closest to our acquaintances or friendships or extended family, relationships are important. Then building relationships with people and maintaining relationships with people. All relationships from our closest to our more distant ones require maintenance, just like our balance requires maintenance. So there's effort that's required to maintain things like our balance, to maintain things like our relationships. Even the relationships with people that we live with require maintenance. They require effort to keep the relationship going. It's always required there. So let's be careful we're not tending or stoking the fire of our relationships, and then we're wondering why the relationships are feeling a bit off right now. We need to stoke and we need to tend to the fire of our relationships. So that's that. This card also comes up usually when we've been feeling deflated or flat. And it's showing and really inspiring within us this need or this feeling of breathing life back into ourselves again. If we were a balloon and the balloon is losing all its air and we're feeling flat and deflated, this card's about breathing life and air back into that balloon again, breathing life force back into ourselves. So we are alive, we are here, and maybe things are pretty tough for some of us right now. Now, we need to work our way through. We need to perhaps work out our priorities of things, get back into our balance again, make a choice, make a commitment, and then stick with that. So these are the feelings of it. This is the energy that's coming up at the moment. Now it comes up with the fire dragon. The dragons in my monthly reading that I sent in my blog on the 1st of August. We had a dragon for the first week and a dragon for the second week. And this dragon's come up because I just read my little notes from the second week of August, and the dragons were appearing again. So we've got such strong dragon energy around this year. Obviously, it's the year of the dragon, so perhaps there's no surprise there. So this is the Fire Dragon, card 23, and it says it's a powerful time of change. So the dragons are the most powerful cards in the deck. This highlights and brings highlight to the fire element and the fire energy connected with the fire dragon. So this dragon is about change. It's about igniting the fire, the spark, within us again. So if we've been feeling flat and like our fire, our inner fire has been snuffed or is going out or is almost out, and we have no zest or zing or passion or drive for life at this time, then this is about igniting that up again. So what can we do to tap into that fire element? What can we do to change and improve our life and ourselves? If something in our life isn't working, what do we need to do or consider to change so that we can change and stir things up and get things back on track? If things aren't working this way, then we try another way. We don't have to keep going down that way that's not working, that makes us feel depressed and flattened by life. What can we stir up? What can we shift? What can we change? So these two cards, I've already talked a bit about their energies together. This is about reigniting our passion for life again and working with the element of fire. So the fire, the drive, the passion, the purpose, the meaning that we can potentially find in the next couple of days if we haven't been feeling it. So there's a lot of energy, there's a lot of motivation, but let's be careful that we don't approach things overly, excessively emotionally. So if we're feeling emotional, we might want to release that emotion as quickly as possible. So through release, emotional release, how would you do that? Well, if you're feeling teary, then you probably want to have a really good cry. You probably want to shut yourself away in your bedroom. This is what I would do, and write in my journal and pull some cards and get some clarity on, why do I feel this way? Why am I so overly emotional right now? Is it hormonal? Sometimes it is. Sometimes we just need to ride the wave out. Sometimes we're just tired and we're hungry. We might be hungry for a good meal. We might be hungry for life. We might be hungry for a relationship that nurtures us, and that we nurture that person in that relationship too. What is it that we want? What is it that's missing? Why are we feeling over emotional? That's what I'd be doing if I was feeling that way. I would try not to make decisions and infect other people around me with my overly emotional state. I think it's good to trust in how we feel, but there is an extreme that we could take with that, which is taking it too far. Because we are comfortable in our emotions doesn't mean we need to blurt our emotions out to every person that we pass. So it's a private thing. Let's work with it privately. Let's understand why we feel this way, calm our emotions down, and try and approach things in the next couple of days from a balanced place. How do you find your balance? Figure out what's out of balance. Maybe consider doing something that can help bring you back into balance, like step out into nature, step away from the pressures of things, give your home a spring clean, turn up some music and dance while you clean, cook yourself a nice meal. Do some things that help you feel like you're a part of your life. I feel like this is potentially a really big couple of days. I mean, I feel like I've been talking here for ages, which I think I have been, but I think that this is, I almost want to say a potential turning point, but a turning point that I feel can point towards more stability and more security that we feel, more balance, a stable, more stable place that we move into. So if you've been feeling the opposite, I would really dive into these next few days, because I feel like this is really favourable for us to get some stability in our life again, get back in charge of our life again, feel like we're a part of our life again. So thanks for listening, and I trust this has been helpful for you. Enjoy your next few days. Come back and connect with the video as you need to get your bearings and see how things are fitting and flowing. And I look forward to connecting with you again soon. I will be at Oatlands, if you're in Tasmania, all weekend in the Gay Street Hall. And I'll be playing and demonstrating with clay. And I have a big pile of clay that you can come and play with as well. So if you're in Tasmania and if you're going to be at the Heritage Festival at Oatlands, I'll be there Saturday and Sunday from 10 till 4 when the festival's open. So come and check it out if you're interested or if you're in the area, and have a fantastic weekend. I'll see you again soon. Thank you. Bye.